The Tuscan landscape, bathed in golden sunlight and fragrant with rosemary and cypress, holds within its embrace a secret. Scattered throughout the rolling hills, like jewels in a crown, lie the Medici Villas. These architectural marvels, surrounded by exquisite gardens, whisper tales of a powerful family who shaped not only the destiny of Florence, but the course of Western art and culture. The Medici, once humble merchants, ascended to become princes and patrons, leaving behind a legacy etched in stone and woven into the very fabric of the Italian Renaissance. Their villas, more than just opulent retreats, were sanctuaries for thought, crucibles of creativity, and enduring symbols of power. The Medici Villas, each unique in design and spirit, reflect the evolving tastes and ambitions of the family. From the rustic charm of Cafaggiolo, a testament to their humble beginnings, to the palatial grandeur of Petraia, a symbol of their political dominance, these estates offer a glimpse into the soul of the Medici dynasty. These villas weren't mere escapes from the bustling city. They were meticulously crafted extensions of the Medici's influence, power, and refined taste. Imagine strolling through meticulously manicured gardens, the air thick with the scent of lemon trees, the sound of fountains playing a soothing melody. This is the magic of the Medici Villas, a journey back in time to an era of unparalleled artistic brilliance and political intrigue. The Medici Villas weren't merely lavish residences, they were powerhouses of the Italian Renaissance. The Medici Villas story begins with commerce and coins. The Medici family rose to prominence in 14th century Florence through shrewd business. Their ventures in banking laid the foundation for an empire. They transformed from merchants into influential patrons of the arts. Cosimo de' Medici used wealth to shape society and the Renaissance. Under Medici rule, Florence experienced a golden age. The Medici's patronage transformed Florence into a hub of art and intellect. Their legacy lies in nurturing the Italian Renaissance. The Medici villas, scattered across the Tuscan countryside, were more than mere summer retreats. They were expressions of the Medici's power, wealth, and ambition. Each villa, with its crafted gardens and opulent interiors, declared the Medici's status. Located on strategic routes, these estates were centers of administration and power. Imagine dignitaries arriving to seek favor or negotiate treaties. The villas served as stages for displays of power and prestige. The Medici's hospitality was a tool of diplomacy. Lavish banquets impressed guests with the Medici's reach and influence. Renowned musicians and poets showcased the Medici's cultural sophistication. The villas, adorned with art, were museums of Medici patronage. The Medici shaped perceptions, commanding respect and admiration. Their villas were powerful tools in their political endeavors. The Medici villas represented a growing fascination with classical learning and a renewed appreciation for the natural world, hallmarks of the burgeoning humanist movement. These estates, nestled amidst rolling hills and verdant gardens, provided an idyllic setting for intellectual pursuits. The Medici gathered scholars, philosophers, and artists, fostering vibrant intellectual exchange. Inspired by ancient Greece and Rome, they embraced education, individual potential, and knowledge. Their villas became centers of learning, filled with ancient texts and lively debates. Imagine strolling through the gardens, the air thick with citrus blossoms and birdsong. This was the essence of the Medici villas, a blend of intellectual stimulation and natural beauty. The Medici's patronage was a strategic investment in the intellectual capital of the Renaissance. By surrounding themselves with the brightest minds, the Medici ensured Florence's prominence. The villas served as fertile ground for creativity, fostering countless masterpieces. This fusion of intellectual pursuits and natural beauty reflected the humanist belief in interconnectedness. The Medici villas were expressions of a profound shift in thinking. They embodied the humanist ideal of harmony, between human endeavors and the natural world. These estates became microcosms of the Renaissance spirit, where the human spirit could soar. The legacy of the Medici villas lies in their architectural splendor and their role as incubators of humanist ideals. The Medici villa are adorned with the modest Villa di Cafaggiolo in the early 14th century. Cafaggiolo, with its fortified walls and simple design, reflected the Medici's early status as successful merchants. Here, Cosimo de' Medici, exiled in 1433, plotted his return to Florence. The villa became a crucible for Medici political strategy and ambition. Cafaggiolo's success spurred the Medici to create more magnificent villas, reflecting their growing wealth and influence. The Villa di Cafaggiolo laid the foundation for a legacy of architectural splendor, transforming the Tuscan landscape. As the Medici family ascended from shrewd merchants to influential patrons, their villas evolved from rustic retreats into grand expressions of power and sophistication. The Villa di Castello, nestled just outside Florence, embodies this transformation, showcasing the Medici's evolving artistic tastes and their ambition to shape the cultural landscape of the Renaissance. Commissioned by Cosimo de' Medici in the mid-15th century, Castello became a showcase for the family's patronage, attracting some of the most renowned artists and architects of the era. Cosimo, deeply influenced by humanist ideals, envisioned Castello not merely as a luxurious retreat, but as a celebration of harmony between art, architecture, and nature. He entrusted the villa's redesign to Michelozzo, one of the most sought-after architects of the time, who transformed the existing structure into an elegant Renaissance palace. Michelozzo's design, characterized by its symmetrical facade, classical proportions, and use of pietra serena, a local grey sandstone, set a new standard for villa architecture. While the villa's architecture was impressive, it was the gardens that truly set Castello apart. Cosimo, an avid botanist, spared no expense in creating a botanical wonderland, importing rare and exotic plants from across the globe. The gardens, laid out on multiple levels, featured intricate parterres, bubbling fountains, and hidden grottos, each element carefully designed to delight the senses and inspire contemplation. Among Castello's many treasures was a hidden gem, the Grotto of Animals. This fantastical creation, adorned with mosaics and sculptures of mythical creatures, was designed by Giorgio Vasari, a renowned painter, architect, and biographer of Renaissance artists. The grotto, tucked away amidst the lush greenery, served as a playful escape from the villa's formal gardens, a testament to the Medici's love of whimsy and their appreciation for artistic virtuosity. The gardens of Castello weren't just a feast for the eyes. They were designed to stimulate all the senses. Imagine the scent of citrus blossoms mingling with the sound of water cascading from elaborate fountains, creating a symphony of sensations that delighted and inspired. This harmonious blend of art and nature reflected the humanist ideal of seeking beauty in all aspects of life. The Medici's fascination with nature extended beyond aesthetics. It reflected a deep appreciation for the restorative power of the natural world. The Villa Medici at Fiesole, perched on a hillside overlooking Florence, exemplifies this approach, showcasing the Medici's mastery of garden design. Acquired by Cosimo de' Medici in the mid-15th century, the villa became a beloved retreat for the family. Cosimo commissioned the creation of terraced gardens that offered breathtaking views of Florence and the surrounding countryside. These gardens, designed as a series of outdoor rooms, each with its own distinct character and purpose, became an integral part of the villa's social and intellectual life. Fountains, fed by a complex system of springs and aqueducts, were strategically placed throughout the gardens. The gardens of the Villa Medici at Fiesole weren't just a display of horticultural skills. They represented a new way of thinking about the relationship between humans and nature. The Medici's legacy lies not only in the magnificent villas they built, but also in the innovative ways they integrated nature into their lives. Section 3. Legacy in Stone and Water. The enduring allure of the Villa Medici at Fiesole. The Villa Medici at Fiesole evolved over generations, each era leaving its mark on the villa's architecture, gardens, and cultural significance. Lorenzo de' Medici, known as the Magnificent, inherited the villa and embarked on a series of renovations that would further enhance its splendor. Lorenzo sought to transform Fiesole into a haven for intellectual pursuits, gathering artists, philosophers, and poets. Under Lorenzo's stewardship, the villa's library expanded, and new frescoes adorned its walls. The villa became a stage for Lorenzo's humanist court, a place where art, music, poetry, and philosophical discourse intertwined. The legacy of the Villa Medici at Fiesole extends far beyond its architectural beauty or its impressive art collection. The villa continues to captivate visitors, offering a glimpse into the world of the Italian Renaissance and the enduring power of human creativity. Section 1. Gardens as outdoor rooms, extending life into nature. The Medici understood that true power resided in shaping not just cities, but also the very experience of nature. Their gardens were meticulously designed extensions of the villas themselves, outdoor rooms meant for living, contemplation, and the display of power. Terraces offered panoramic views of the Tuscan countryside, reminding guests of the Medici's dominion over the land. Fountains, strategically placed, masked conversations with the gentle sound of splashing water. Hidden groves provided intimate settings for philosophical discussions or clandestine meetings. Lemon trees lined pathways, their placement both aesthetically pleasing and a subtle reminder of the Medici's commercial origins. The Medici Gardens were a testament to the family's belief that every aspect of life could be elevated through thoughtful design and a deep appreciation for the natural world. Section 2. Symbolism and Storytelling. The language of Medici Gardens. The Medici used their gardens to communicate complex ideas about power, virtue, and the human condition. Every element, from the choice of plants to the placement of sculptures, was imbued with meaning. Citrus trees symbolized purity, abundance, and the Medici's own lineage. Fountains adorned with sculptures of mythological figures were narrative devices. The selection of plants spoke to the Medici's knowledge and their desire to showcase the exotic and the rare. The layout of the gardens reflected the humanist belief in order, harmony, and the human capacity to impose structure upon the natural world. The Medici Gardens invited visitors to decipher their hidden messages and engage with the ideas they represented. From private paradises to public inspiration, the enduring influence of Medici Gardens. The Medici Gardens' innovative designs and use of symbolism became highly influential, inspiring generations of garden designers. The concept of the Italianate garden spread rapidly throughout Europe, adapted to suit different climates and cultural contexts. The Medici's approach to water use, inspired by ancient Roman hydraulics, had a lasting impact. The sound of water became an integral part of the sensory experience, transforming these outdoor spaces into havens of peace and contemplation. Modern landscape architects and garden designers still look to the Medici villas for inspiration. The enduring appeal of the Medici Gardens lies in their beauty and the timeless principles they embody. The Medici, through their gardens, left behind a legacy that continues to shape our relationship with the natural world. The Medici villas, with their opulent interiors and meticulously manicured gardens, served as stages for more than just lavish banquets and intellectual discourse. They were also home to a menagerie of exotic animals collected from far-flung corners of the globe. These animals, often gifts from foreign dignitaries, were living embodiments of the family's reach. Imagine a giraffe, a gift from the Sultan of Egypt, causing a stir among the courtiers and dignitaries. Lions, symbols of strength and power, were also prized possessions. The Medici's fascination with exotic animals reflected a growing interest in the natural world during the Renaissance. The care and display of these exotic animals presented logistical challenges, with elaborate menageries constructed to house them. These menageries became attractions in their own right, adding yet another layer of wonder and intrigue to the Medici villas. The Medici Gardens, with their hidden groves, secluded fountains, and fragrant blossoms, were not just settings for leisurely strolls and intellectual discussions. They were also stages for human dramas. Their paths witnessed to whispered secrets, clandestine meetings, and affairs of the heart that shaped the destiny of the Medici dynasty. These gardens, imbued with the spirit of the Renaissance, were places where love and ambition intertwined. The Medici Gardens, with their grand avenues and imposing fountains, were designed to impress. Yet, they also held hidden secrets, accessible only to the initiated. The Medici were fascinated by esoteric knowledge, incorporating hidden symbolism into their estates. These elements transcended mere decoration. Inspired by mythology, alchemy, and botany, they added mystery to the gardens. The Giardino Segreto, or secret garden, was a secluded retreat designed for contemplation. Accessible only to a select few, it offered an escape from courtly life. Surrounded by favorite plants and art, it was a sanctuary for the soul, a place to reconnect with nature and oneself. Centuries have passed since the Medici family shaped Renaissance Italy, yet their legacy endures in the soul of Tuscany. The Medici villas and gardens, scattered across the rolling hills, stand as enduring testaments to a family who understood the power of beauty and patronage. These estates continue to captivate and inspire, offering a glimpse into a world where art, architecture, and nature converged. To wander through a Medici garden is to step back in time, where every statue held a story waiting to be unraveled. The Medici created timeless masterpieces, their beauty transcending time and taste. These gardens, once private, now welcome visitors from across the globe, echoing with history. The Medici's passion for education and art is reflected in these remarkable spaces, offering a tangible link to history.